the 4 core categories of sales discipline. This channel is designed as a guide for individuals looking to improve their management and leadership skills. Here, you'll find business and leadership development insights presented in an audiobook format to support you on your career journey. The 4 core categories of sales discipline. In its classical sense, sales can be defined simply as the act of transferring a product or service in exchange for money. Sales activities can broadly be classified into 4 main categories. Group 1, B2B, business to business, sales made from one company to another. Group 2, B2C, business to consumer, sales from a company to end consumers. Group 3, C2C, consumer to consumer, buyers and sellers engaging directly through online marketplaces. Group 4, sales made to government bodies or public institutions. B2B involves selling products or services from one business to another. The sold product might be used as an input in production or resold by the purchasing company. For example, selling an elevator to a construction company is a B2B sale. However, replacing the elevator of a 30-year-old apartment building through a deal with the building manager is a B2C operation. If the old elevator is later listed for resale on a second-hand marketplace, that becomes a C2C transaction. Even if the product is the same, each sales category requires different approaches and skill sets. Selling to the government is a discipline of its own. It involves tracking public tenders and ensuring compliance with detailed procurement specifications, often while competing on price. Companies specializing in public sector sales typically have representatives in cities where government institutions are based and maintain relationships with ministries or agencies. In such sales, the person you're negotiating with isn't your direct customer, but rather a representative of the institution and its regulations. Personnel may change frequently, and past successful deals don't carry much weight. Each new tender is like starting from scratch. In B2C, you're addressing large audiences. You don't know them personally, but you understand their buying habits and design your product accordingly. Your product usually reaches them through intermediaries like wholesalers, retailers, or distributors, who don't alter or repackage the product, but deliver it directly to the end user. In B2C, customer records are not maintained, and typically, there's no need for invoicing. A simple receipt suffices. Serving a customer who walks into a store is a typical B2C interaction. B2B buyers focus on the technical specifications of the product. Price, delivery terms, payment conditions, supply timelines, minimum order quantities, and reliability are all crucial factors. These buyers are constantly seeking innovative, cost-effective solutions to improve their operations and closely monitor market developments. B2C buyers, on the other hand, often make decisions based on emotions. Instead of focusing on the practical benefits of a product, they prioritize how it makes them feel. They're often willing to pay more for a brand they know and trust. In B2C, branding plays a critical role, whereas in B2B, technical and commercial features outweigh brand value. Trends, packaging, and innovations matter more in B2C. If a product is appealing and fits the consumer's budget, the selling price becomes less critical compared to B2B, and customers may accept higher than usual prices. The oldest form of trade, C2C, which had faded over time, has made a comeback with the rise of the internet. In the past, villagers selling their homemade products in local markets were great examples of C2C. However, as intermediaries dominated the market, this form of trade diminished. Now, thanks to online marketplaces, C2C has re-emerged, removing professional salespeople from the equation. When we speak of sales discipline, we generally refer to the first three categories: B2B, B2C, and government. C2C, being direct and personal, falls outside professional sales practices. Each of these three sales categories requires vastly different techniques and approaches. Most best-selling sales books originate from B2C experiences, and many renowned sales figures also come from B2C backgrounds. Since the world's largest companies operate in B2C, sales books tend to emphasize that area, often incorporating broader topics such as logistics, distribution, branding, and retail strategy. What these books teach, therefore, is more about sales strategy than specific sales techniques. Now, let's talk about customer types. While many languages have only one word for customer, English distinguishes between several types: customer, consumer, and client, each describing a different relationship. Even more specific terms exist. Patronizer refers to loyal, recurring customers. Shopper is used for people making purchases in physical stores. Customer is a general term. Anyone who makes a purchase is a customer. Consumer refers to someone who uses the product. They know your brand, but may not know you personally. For businesses, demographic traits like age, gender, income level, or education matter more than personal identity. Client, however, refers to individuals with whom you maintain a long-term, personalized relationship. Examples include your lawyer, doctor, therapist, family doctor, or long-time accountant. This relationship is based on trust and usually involves emotional depth and shared history. Maintaining a client relationship is more about emotional maturity and personal connection than conventional sales skills. Even if you perform exceptionally well, if the emotional connection isn't maintained as expected, the client might still choose to end the relationship. Another angle to consider in sales is the difference between selling goods and selling services. Selling services is significantly more difficult. There's no tangible product. What you're selling is trust, imagination, and expectations. You may even find yourself in a dilemma. While you're being honest, competitors might exaggerate or mislead the client and still win the business, making you question your own approach. Since there's no physical product, service value is often benchmarked against standard labor rates. Even if you provide immense value, unless you've set clear expectations and agreements in advance, it may be difficult to claim what you rightfully earned afterward. If you enjoyed this article, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.